We are live and direct from Canelo-Munguia press room here in Las Vegas. Dan Canobio, Chris Algieri. It's Inside Boxing Live, and it's brought to you by ppv.com. Order Canelo-Munguia on ppv.com. Join us in the live chat. Me and Chris will be in that chat. Jim Lampley, who is right over at this table, pontificating to anyone that will listen. He'll be in the chat. Lance Pugmire will be in the chat. Of course, with ppv.com, you can stream it to your phone. You can stream it to your laptop. You can stream it to your big screen TV. We gave away a lot of pay-per-views, and guess what? We're going to give away some pay-per-views on this live stream because that's what we do around here. We give away pay-per-views. We have a blast. We also have a Canelo signed glove that's going to be given out next week, so keep it locked to everything ppv.com and Inside Boxing Live. Chris, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little cooked. It's hot out there. We were at the weigh-in. The weigh-in was outside in front of the T-Mobile Center, and it is all of 110 degrees outside, so pretty rough.
Jim, we're live. Okay. Yes. Yes, we are at that point of the week where it's Friday. We're a little fried. We had a late night last night. You guys want to know what we did last night? Went to Barry's Prime in the Circa Lounge, the Circa Resort in Old Vegas. Oh my God, bro!
So awesome.
Marco took care of us. Mitch,
my man, Marco, man.
Our guy Mitch behind the camera. We're eating good steaks, fish, sides, s'mores.
We have to get three steaks for the table.
3 different steaks.
4 guys, 3 steaks. It's massive. Just
eating like
absolute tower.
Like absolute kings last night. And we went up to the Fountain Blue. I can't even tell you where we went because it was that secretive. Fountain Blue.
I got the hookup.
Brand new hotel. We're on the 150 floors up there, living our best life.
VIP of VIP.
So, yeah, we're a little tired today, but we're still going to power through. We're still going to talk about one of the biggest fights of the year. That's Canelo Alvarez fighting Jaime Munguia. What's going on in the chat? Main card minute says, let's go. What's up, guys? Love all the content you're putting out. Respect to you. We don't do this without you guys. So we love you all. Shout out to the champ, Chris and Dan. I'm not a champ. Chris is the champ. I'm the champ of Long Island, that's for sure. Big fan, Long Island's best boxing duo. Who else would it be? Like Jerry Cooney and Randy Gordon?
And Randy Gordon.
Yeah, I think we've got them beat. Great channel, guys. Keep up the great work. Oh, I love this. Y'all catch Ryan out there? Yes, we will talk about Ryan Garcia. Chris actually saw Ryan Garcia out there acting a fool, trying to change the narrative. He's being a Trump guy right now.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia.
Basically.
He's throwing out
information. To his legion of very diehard fans.
Dan, do you have drip? LOL, great content. Yeah, okay, guys. We got to talk about that. If you haven't checked it out already, go look on our Instagram. Go look on my Twitter. We had an unbelievable content with Canelo where he roasted me.
Roasted you.
Roasted my drip.
He's quick, man. He is quick.
That's what I love.
He's a good quick counter puncher, and he's quick on the counter.
Yes, he got me good. That was so fun. That was one of the cooler things I've done in my career, just to have a one-on-one with Canelo and to show everyone the type of sense of humor that he has.
Man. He's a cool guy.
That's what I like to do. You know, like show you guys like how these guys are humans. Whether it's Devin Haney a few weeks ago, whether it's Ryan Garcia, whether it's Canelo Alvarez, these guys are like down-to-earth dudes. Mm-hmm. So I love to be able to get that side of them out and bring that type of content to you guys. Demetrius said we're looking swole. I'll take that. I got to add on. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't have that. I got to add on some weight here. All right, let's talk about the fight. We're Friday here. We just saw the weigh-in. Chris, what did you think? Canelo comes in at 166, very light. Munguia looks freaking huge. What are your thoughts post-weigh-in?
Canelo looked to be in fantastic condition. He did look light, but his energy levels have been so high all week. So
dancing on stage.
I'm not too concerned about him coming in that light. A little weird. Yeah, Munguia looked big. He looked healthy. He walked to the weigh-in. I got to watch him as he walked up. He looked very confident. He wasn't worried about anything. It did seem – it's funny. Munguia looked like baby-faced. I never seen him so close to Canelo. He looked really young.
I think he looks up to him, and he's like really respects him.
And you could kind of see that in his face. And you saw Canelo kind of put his hand on his shoulder and kind of big brothered him a little bit. And I think, I saw Munguia's face. I think he did look a little nervous when he had the man in front of him. He was his hero growing up and a guy that he's been dreaming about fighting for a long time. So, yeah, I think there was some nerves there.
Yeah, for sure.
Rightfully so.
A lot of Canelo fans, as usual. It was a weigh-in like we thought was going to go the way it went. I mean, it was not going to be any animosity. Oscar was wearing a shirt that said "Eat more beef," which is a
Eat more meat.
Eat more meat, which is an ode to when Canelo tested positive for the clenbuterol, the tainted beef. There was nothing between Canelo and Oscar on that stage. There was a lot of respect on there, not a lot of animosity. That's fine.
Yeah, Oscar positioned himself very strategically.
Well, did you see what Eddie said?
No.
Eddie said, like, Canelo, I was talking to him, he's pissed. This was after Wednesday. Like, Canelo will chin him. Like, if he gets close to him, if Oscar gets close to Canelo on stage, he will lay him out. Imagine that.
That would be awesome.
That
I
would
don't think so.
Talk about breaking the internet. If Canelo went up there and just chinned, nothing would happen. It wouldn't stop the fight.
The other day at the press conference, I'm like, has a fighter ever knocked out a promoter like at a presser?
Probably had to have happened.
I would.
I know there's a lot of fighters that wanted to knock out their promoter.
Me included.
Yeah, promoters. Maybe that should be a thing. Every promoter should get punched in the face at least once. Maybe that will change their ways.
I doubt it. But yeah, that was. I don't believe that because actually they interviewed. DAZN interviewed Canelo right after, and they were saying if the beef between him and Oscar made this fight personal, and he said no.
Well, I think Wednesday, I think Canelo or Oscar, if you would have done it maybe today, well, there wasn't any opportunities. It was so early in the week. I think Canelo was really upset Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thursday, he seemed in good spirits yesterday when I was with him. Obviously, we were having a great time. So I think Canelo was obviously rattled because he went up or upset because he went into his face, but he's a freaking pro, man. He's not going to let it affect his game plan. No. Are you kidding me? He was 71 fights. He's not going to change his game plan because something Oscar said. He's not going to stand in the middle of the ring and trade with Munguia to get the attention of his former promoter, Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, no, I don't see that either. I don't think it's going to have any effect on, especially Canelo. It might have an effect on Munguia, but just because he hasn't been there before, and this is a brand new stage for him and a biggest stage of his life by a mile. But yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I don't think it's going to affect Canelo at all.
Right. Let's talk about the fight. We've been breaking down the fight all week long. We did it last week on our show. We did it on yesterday's live stream. I think it's going to be a fun fight. I'm talking to a lot of people around here, media members, fans alike, that like Canelo late by stoppage. And I'll put out this question right here. I think it's the question that we're going to ask for Canelo Alvarez is we've seen Canelo with a lot of late game-changing power, I would say in the last 5 years, not so much lately. We've seen him knock out BJ Saunders. We've seen him knock out Caleb Plant, who was at the weigh-in. We've seen him stop guys late, whether it's Sergey Kovalev.
He stopped Caleb Plant, who Benavidez couldn't stop. So
right, and that was in 2021. So the question we're going to ask for Canelo Alvarez in this fight, obviously he can win a unanimous decision. Obviously he can win a decision, Canelo Alvarez. Can Canelo Alvarez stop Munguia in this fight?
Can he? Yes. Will he? I don't think so. I think we're going to see 12 rounds. I think we're going to get to the end. I think Munguia is young enough, tough enough, has enough heart, and is big enough to absorb the shots. But absolutely Canelo can. Like you mentioned, the game-changing power, his brilliant counter-punching ability, and Munguia does have a lot of holes. But I think that the marriage with Freddie Roach is going to elevate Munguia. I think we're going to see his best performance to date, but it's not going to be enough.
Will Canelo drop Munguia at some point in this fight?
I do believe so, yes.
Middle round, body shot, leave himself open?
Times, actually. I can see it. Because I can't get the vision of Munguia trading left hooks with Sergey Derevyanchenko and getting rocked.
Right.
If Canelo lands that, he's going down.
That's what makes this fight really exciting to me is Munguia. I think Munguia, he's just never in a bad fight. I don't see him seeing this stage as too big. I just think he fights the same way every single fight. I think he's going to come out and
Munguia.
Yeah, Munguia. I think he's going to come out and he's going to fight his fight. He's going to try to throw 50 to 60 punches. He's going to trade. He's going to throw those, 3 or 4 left hooks in a row. He's going to do things like that in the ring. And that's what's going to make this fight exciting. Because it's been a while since Canelo has been in there with someone that is willing to stand and trade like that. Easier said than done. I could be wrong. Like we've seen guys get in the ring with Canelo and completely throw their game plan out the window. They feel that power in the first or second round, and they go, you know what? I am not going to throw punches. Yes, I'm talking about you, Jamel Charlo. And he still got dropped. So I think Munguia, as long as he fights the way he fights, like you bring up the Derevyanchenko fight, you bring up some of the crazy brawls that he's been in his career. That's what makes this fight intriguing. And yeah, it's not Benavidez, but it's still a fun fight I think we're going to get tomorrow night.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Munguia needs to fight that style. I don't think he should change it.
He can't sit back.
No, if he slows the pace or allows Canelo to slow the pace, he just stands zero chance. He's really got to win this fight on volume and pace and youth. That's really what he's got.
Yeah, Absolutely. Let's get some questions from our lovely legion of fans. Let's see. I don't want to
We
get
have the
into
best
that
listener.
one. Dan, I think I'm going to become a pool boy. Okay, that was from last discussion when I was a pool boy in the Hamptons.
You're inspiring these.
I love
these
that.
Young,
It's
these
never
youngins.
too late to become a pool boy and flirt with Hampton milfs. In person, does Munguia look much bigger?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
He
On
looks
stage,
huge.
he looks huge. Again, today was really eye catching because I hadn't seen them in the same room together or that close to each other. You know, we had both of them in the media center yesterday, and I got to see them. Munguia looked markedly bigger, but I didn't see them next to each other. Now we got to see them next to each other. He is a much bigger man.
Yeah, he looks big. I mean, do you think obviously he made
Guys,
the weight?
look at the videos, Dan. Canelo's like your size. It's crazy.
Right? That's a lot of people were
Crazy.
saying. Like a lot of the comments were obviously, Dan, you're the best content creator in the game. Dan, I would not be nothing without you. These videos are saving my family. And a few of them were like, oh my God, like you guys are the same size. Canelo's not that big.
It's wild what he does to these big guys, man.
What is he gonna do? Like obviously, when I talk about Benavidez, like Benavidez is like 6'2", 6'3".
And all of 210 plus pounds. Like he's a big dude.
Canelo, that's another thing, man. Canelo, like, I've been around him a lot, but yesterday we were kind of like sizing each other up.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Like I'm 5'8.5". I'm 5'9" on dating apps, and he looked freaking.
Yeah.
He is not a big guy.
Nope.
It's
Very,
unbelievable.
very powerful guy. Very, very strong. Strongly built. I remember when I sparred him, and I think he was like 19 or 20 years old.
Okay, are you gonna release the tape? You can't bring it up until you release the tape.
Maybe we should do that on our air actually. But I remember looking at his neck and being like, what kind of 19-year-old has a freaking neck like that? His wrists were big, his ankles were big. I'm like, dude, I'm like 8 years older than this guy.
That's what you kind of look at when you're sparring these guys.
Yeah, he went to size the guy up. I was looking at his neck. I'm like, he's 19 years old. He had this big neck. I'm looking at his wrist, and I'm like, I don't look like that. Jeez. So I'm not really surprised that he went up in weight that much because back then he was fighting like around 150.
Yeah,
150.
Canelo weight. Think about Canelo over the years, though. I remember the first time I heard about him, he was 140. I remember when he fought Jose Cotto.
Yeah,
and Cotto gave him trouble.
Yeah, he got rocked.
And I remember hearing about this redheaded Mexican that is super popular in Mexico, got a big time following. He's gonna get signed by Golden Boy. He's gonna be fighting on HBO. And then after the Jose Cotto fight, he worked his way up 147. Then we saw him fight, Riverside Rocky. Build up his profile. I remember my first time out here in Las Vegas was for Mayweather Cotto, and he was on the undercard fighting Shane Mosley. An old Shane Mosley who was at the weigh-in, and that was like the real first big moment for Canelo to get on that Mayweather undercard. That co-main event was a big deal, and that's when Canelo really got on the map. And then from there, it's Lara, it's Trout, it's Mayweather, and then from there after the Mayweather fight, that's when he even after a loss is when he really took off. Kind of took over as the face of boxing once Canelo retired.
Once
Mayweather retired, and it was like Andre Ward for a while, who was number one. Not saying Canelo was ever number one pound for pound at that time, but in terms of like face of boxing, Canelo took that mantle, and now here we are in Vegas for what, his 14th or 15th big fight, where he's still drawing massive crowds. People are lining up for weigh-ins. He's demanding media attention. Like when he enters a room, like you feel a presence.
Oh yeah, and he has like an orbit of people around him that travel with him. He's like a storm.
It's like a one-man band. Like it's like the Beatles, and it's just one guy. Let's see. Dan looks jacked. I think it's a shirt. This is like one of those like wider shirts because I am not jacked, but I will gladly take it. Both look healthy. Yes, A. Rojas, you're right. Oscar had so much Botox. Can we really tell if he's happy or mad? It's actually true. Oscar's on one, man. He just put out some weird music video.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Ryan Garcia stuff. You saw, I didn't see this. He was apparently at the weigh-in. I knew he was going to be here in Vegas. He's saying everything is BS. I didn't cheat, blah, blah, blah. What'd you hear? What'd you say?
So he basically just said, this is a hit job. I've never seen such an inside job before. He blamed Victor Conte and said that he had issues that, he started VADA, which isn't true. Conte and VADA are separate entities. So that's literally fake news if we're going on with the Trump campaign thing. Don't believe all that he says and all that you hear. VADA is its own thing. It's not related to Conte. And yeah, he's just saying that's a hit job, and this is he never took anything. A lot of foul language during the interview.
I love it. These videos he's putting out on Instagram. He has all these people behind him, like he's like yes men and women.
Yeah,
it's like a team. it's like a team behind him, and they're like just nodding their head along to everything he says. It's freaking hilarious.
Well, I mean, he's got a troop of loyal fans that literally eat up everything he says.
Algieri, how do you think Munguia will do fighting off the back foot?
I don't think he will.
Has he ever fought off the back foot?
No, I don't think he's not going to fight off the back foot. He's gonna be putting pressure on Canelo. Canelo's gonna be fighting off the back foot, fighting off the ropes, using that jab to try and keep him off him, keep him at bay, and slow the pace down. But yeah, Munguia is not gonna be fighting off the back foot.
Woodface says
if Munguia was going backwards, he's getting stopped.
Yeah, I agree. Munguia has to come forward. He has to fight his fight. Don't shell up. Don't get too small in the spotlight. All easier said than done. I think if he comes forward and he brings the fight to Canelo, we have ourselves a really fun fight. And I want to see Canelo pushed. Like, Charlo didn't prove anything to me. It proved that Canelo's healthy, and it proved that he still has good power at 168. Didn't prove much other than that because Charlo just did not want to engage. Munguia comes out, and we can get a real good gauge of what Canelo has left. We can have a real good gauge of what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. The next 3 to 4 fights for Canelo Alvarez, because the one we all want to see is Benavidez. There's other guys at 168 out there. He's still talking about going up to 175, even though that's a big mistake. So I think tomorrow night against Munguia, a live body, a 27-year-old who is ready for this spot, will tell us a lot about Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every fight is going to be that's the case, Dan. Where you're going to be like, all right, this is going to show us how much longer we're going to have Canelo, how many more of these big weeks we're going to have, how many more of these big events we're going to have. Oh, I will say this, guys. People who obviously they were not at the weigh-in, we were. Dude, it was live. It was live out there. Canelo, if there was any question if he was the face of boxing, he's still it. He's still the guy. Still puts butts in the seats. Still gets people to come. I mean, the weigh-in had thousands of people there,
and
outside baking in the sun.
And I could see from my hotel room when I got up to pee, and I felt very hungover. I looked out the window, and people were lining up.
Hungover? That's just the after effects of having a little fun.
I am a hungover. What movie is that from? Anchorman. Let's get to some more. I love the chat. This is the coolest part of going live. I love going live. It's going to be a staple of our fight week content. In addition to the stuff with the fighters, in addition to giving away pay-per-views, we're going to go live every time we're on boots on the ground. Canelo never gets enough credit for how small he is. Absolutely, bro. He's a tiny man. Chris, do you feel Hagler was robbed when he fought Ray Leonard? Topical?
I don't. I think he was outmaneuvered both at the negotiating table in the contract and also in the ring because Ray used a very, very smart tactics to steal rounds.
Hey, the schedule has, look at that. I'm double jointed in this finger. Hey, there's been too many fights and boxing's been too hot because we have so much to talk about. But that question right there makes me want to us do some historical boxing pods.
We should.
We're going to do that. We're absolutely going to do that. How much will Freddie Roach play a factor in this fight?
I think a lot. I think the adjustments that he was able to make for the John Ryder fight were really apparent, really, really evident in Munguia. So now he's got another camp under Freddie. And also, I believe Freddie's experience, just having that level of guy who's been in these big events for your first major event, very, very smart move on Munguia. When you have someone like him behind you in your corner and who's been there, is taking that walk to the ring on big events over and over and over again, it does help.
All right. Let's get some predictions from everyone out there. I'm not going to give ours yet. Actually, let's talk about the undercard. The undercard is not really that loaded.
They're good fights, though.
I didn't know Jesus Ramos was on this card. Where did that come from?
Yeah, he weighed in early. I was surprised with that too.
I think he's fighting on the free Amazon portion. Before you can order
there's a couple bangers on there. There's definitely a couple bangers on there.
All right, full card. Vito Milnecki, fighting out of the Fighting Pride of New Jersey, fighting TBA. That's not. We have as an opponent for that. Then we have Imantis Stanionis. Jim Lampley is so loud. He's the loudest person ever. Jesus Christ. Imantis Stanionis fighting Gabriel Mastre.
Good fight. Important fight.
If you remember Gabriel Mastre, he got a gift decision against our guy Michael Fox.
Yep.
There was massive corruption as part of the WBA. I actually did a deep dive on that, and I got to the bottom of it. Not that whenever I think of Mastre, I think of just corruption. It's probably not his fault. He's just a guy that was probably manipulated by the WBA. Whatever. Amanda Stanionis. Need to see this guy more. It was supposed to be Stanionis versus Virgil Ortiz at 147. Stanionis can emerge at 147, a division that we don't know what the heck's going on. Boots Ennis is fighting Cody Crowley July 13th in Philadelphia. Maybe we could see Stanionis versus Boots if Boots wants to stay at
back.
147. I love Stanionis.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's awesome.
Super fun to watch.
I like that fight. Brandon Figueroa, who throws close to 100 punches around, versus Jesse Magdaleno, who is a little long in the tooth.
Poor Jesse, man. He's in for a bad one. He didn't make weight either. He came in like 2.5 pounds overweight.
He's going to get beat up.
Not good for a guy moving up to now coming overweight. Just speaks to his preparation, probably how he thought about this fight going in.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
This is for Figueroa's WBC interim featherweight title. And we have Mario Barrios versus Fabian Maidana. I don't know a damn thing about Fabian Maidana.
Neither do I.
Is that the brother of Chino?
It is.
He looked like him.
It is the brother of Marcos.
I know that Barrios is a guy that has come up short a bunch of times.
Yeah, but he's an ever improving guy.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't
know how high his ceiling is, but he is an improving guy.
The thing with Barrios, man, I always wish it's like he doesn't have a second gear.
Yeah,
like he'll fight in that first gear and he'll hang with a Tank Davis. He'll hang at 147, and then I'm always like, all right, 6th, 7th round, let's see you step it up. Let's see you get a guy out of there, and he just doesn't do it.
Well, he kind of did that with Ugas. He did.
Right.
He looked really good in the Ugas fight. That was his biggest win to date. But Ugas is 147 years old. So,
yeah. Let's go back to the chat. Boots. Morel is overrated. I got Munguia and Mabili over him, and Pacheco. Those are some names at 168. Christian Mabili is a blood and guts fun fighter. Don't think too highly of Mabili. Pacheco is not ready for any of these names. Berlanga is here. I talked to Caleb Plant at the weigh-in, and I was like, yo, Caleb, what's up, Berla? When you get in the fight next? He said, sometime in the fall. I said, you're going to fight Charlo? He goes, no, we've moved on.
Yep.
I want to fight Berlanga. I want to fight some of the other names. Whoever loses this fight, or if Munguia.
He's a real player.
He's
a real player at 68.
Love Plant.
He's almost like forgotten because he's been inactive, but he's a real player with any one of these guys.
Yeah, I told him, mad respect for you, bro. You're a dog, and he loved it. Chris, what peptides would you recommend for us older millennials?
I would say just get on the fucking good old testosterone. Just get on the juice, man. Just get on the juice. Get on the HGH. Get on all of it. Get on some trend. Who cares? Get some Deca.
Get some Ostarine. Get your bones nice and hard.
Go way harder than Ostarine. Ostarine's like for athletes. Go for Deca, Trend.
Wow.
Yeah. Get heavy in it.
Wow. Once I'm back, once I'm home on Monday, I don't have to travel for 5 weeks. I've been on the road a lot the last couple of weeks. I'm going to the gym, getting on the Chris Algieri diet plan that he sent me, and you're gonna see a Dan Canobio.
Still gotta get in the gym though. These ain't doing it.
You're gonna see a Dan. Look at that. Looks great. You're gonna see a Dan Canobio that you've never seen before. Muscular, vascular, veins. Everything is gonna be swollen. June 15th, we're back for Tank. You're gonna see the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's going to be the beginning.
August 3rd, when we're in LA and the beaches of Los Angeles at the best card ever created by Matchroom, you're going to be like, damn, Canobio, you put on some weight. You're looking great. September 15th, for Canelo Benavidez, I'm going to be cut from stone.
For Canelo Berlanga.
Canelo Berlanga.
For Canelo.
For not Canelo Benavidez.
Not Canelo Benavidez.
And that's that. Okay, guys? No one really asked for that. No one really cares, but I care. A few more. Also, Jesus Ramos is the real 154 boogeyman. I thought he got robbed versus Lubin.
Most people did.
Chris is jacked. He doesn't need to hear that. He knows he's jacked. Why does Tank take care so much about Ryan Garcia situation? Tank has been tweeting his face off lately. He doesn't like Devin Haney.
Yeah, he did say that.
Gervonta Davis hates Devin Haney more than he hates Ryan Garcia, and he hates Ryan Garcia. So I don't know, Gervonta. Gervonta's been going after Clarissa Shields. He's been going after everyone on Twitter. He's like, I hate all of you. Yeah, he hates
that?
Everyone.
That was awesome.
Chris, you ever interviewed Canelo? Did you remember sparring back in the day?
Never interviewed him, but I hung out with him after his win, the Eurodome fight in Miami.
He took a cool pic.
Yeah, I should have posted that. Actually, I haven't posted that, but I chatted with him about that. It was funny. He thought I was asking him to spar, and I was like, no. I was like,
at the party?
Yeah. He's like, he was after fights. He was in super good mood.
Motherfucker.
He was in a super good mood. We're all hanging out. He invited us to the after party. It was great. The whole Matchroom squad. And I was just chatting with him. Super, super nice guy. But I was talking about the fight, about the sparring session. I was like, oh, we sparred together years ago.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 free pay-per-views. So whoever's in this chat right now, whoever's hanging out with us, you're going to benefit from this. But you have to answer a trivia question about Mexican boxing. We did this out in the street today, and it worked. Okay, so everyone out there, here's question number 1. First person in the chat to answer this question gets a free pay-per-view courtesy of our friends at ppv.com.
The very generous friends.
What Mexican champ famously died in a car crash at age 23 while world champion?
It's a big one.
First person to respond gets a free pay-per-view. I asked people out on the street about this. They got it. There you go. A. Rojas, Salvador Sanchez. Boom. Free pay-per-view for you. Make sure you DM the Inside Boxing Live Instagram account or DM me on Twitter at Dan Canobio. Next question. What Mexican legend famously KO'd Meldrick Taylor in the final seconds of their fight?
Dude, these are too easy.
Rey Mysterio? No, it's not Rey Mysterio. What Mexican legend famously KO'd Meldrick Taylor in a legendary, controversial fight? And that is going to go to Christian Mandahuano Chavez. DM me at Dan Canobio on Twitter to get your free pay-per-view. And I'll give away one more because I'm in a very good mood. And this is the last thing we have to do on this fight week. Let's go to a harder one. Okay, we're at. Let's do a harder one. Bob, one more. Here we go. Where is it? Boxing trivia questions. This legendary flyweight champion from Mexico began his career by losing 2 of his first 3 professional fights. That's kind of a hard one. I don't think anyone's going to get that one. Let's go one more easy one.
I know that one.
One more easy one. Last one. Here we go. Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales fought 3 times. Who won each fight and how did they win? This is our final PPV giveaway of the week. Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales fought 3 times. Who won each fight and how did they win? It's been a great week, Chris.
It has.
It's been a great week.
Got a lot done.
John Ryder. How about that? Here we go. Boom. Ace. Morales UD. Barrera UD twice. Winner.
Well done. Well done, Ace.
Ace.
Ace aced it.
DM me on Twitter at Dan Canobio. That is our final pay-per-view giveaway. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us all week long. I love doing these fight weeks. We ain't stopping anytime soon. I hope everyone has an unbelievable night watching Canelo and Munguia do battle inside of that ring. Don't forget to stream the fight on ppv.com. Join us in the live chat. We'll be there. Everyone, thank you so much. Protect yourselves at all times. Keep your hands up at all times. Don't stay out of those DMs. DM me, okay? Let's chat. See you guys.